These two cakes use eggs. They both rely on air for leavening. But look at the texture. One has large porous holes, the other one is fine and tight. What makes them different? Hello everyone, my name is Andy. If you are not only looking for a recipe, but also eager to know how baking works, or to know the reason why your baking failed and its solution, you are in the right channel and consider subscribing. Can you differentiate these two cakes? They look the same, but they are not identical. The right one has larger porous holes, is made by mixing the whole eggs. Meanwhile, the left one with finer crumb is made by mixing the egg whites and the yolk separately. But the result is not worth separating the eggs. Why do we separate the egg whites? Because egg whites can trap a lot of air, but only when there's no fat mixed in. When whipped alone, egg whites form a strong foam filled with tiny air bubbles. These bubbles become the main leavening of the cake. If yolk is present, the foam becomes weak and cannot hold much air. That's why we cannot get stiff big foam when we mix the whole eggs. When mixing the egg whites, sugar helps stabilize the foam. During baking, the trapped air expands and the proteins set around it, creating structure. But separating egg whites alone is not enough. The foam is still prone to bursting, especially when getting in touch with flour. And also, during baking, it may expand too much and burst, merging with other air bubbles, creating large holes. If you want a simple sponge cake, just go ahead with mixing the whole egg with sugar and then fold in sifted flour very carefully. Skip the separating eggs. But if you want considerably finer texture, soft and moist crumb, and more delicate bite, go with separating the eggs and add oil to the recipe. Why adding oil? Without oil, the air bubble walls are made mostly of egg protein and flour. As soon as it is heated in the oven, moisture escapes, protein tighten, the wall loses flexibility. Small bubbles cannot stretch smoothly, they break, and when the bubbles break, they merge to become much larger holes. Now let's add oil. In foam science, lipids at the air-liquid interface can change how bubbles resist coalescence and collapse. In chiffon batter, the added oil interacts with the protein-stabilized air-liquid surfaces, which contributes to more even, stable bubbles and finer crumb. So the key to a fine crumb: 1. Create a tiny, stable air bubbles from mixing egg whites and sugar, and prevent those air bubbles from bursting during mixing with anything else. 2. Maintain stability of the air during baking, and fat, especially oil, plays a big role in that stability. If you would like to know how to make the very basic sponge cake, you can watch this very detailed video about it. And if you want to master how to make chiffon cake, get very detailed explanation, you can watch this video. This video has been watched and shared so many times. If you learned something and want to know more, consider subscribing. See you next time.